All right, Rob, let's go to baseball. Speaking of inside the Parker, and Noah Syndergaard, starting pitcher, of course, for the New York Mets, been injured for a while, but is actually expected to start rehab in about a week, Rob, and we'll see, or rehab assignment, I should say.
Right. Hopefully,
we'll see how that
he
goes.
can get back on the mound.
Because he's a great pitcher.
Yeah.
When he's healthy. I mean, you can say that about several guys.
There's so many guys like that, man. They just can't get. The Mets had
out.
Wheeler. He was another guy, Chris. I think he's with the Phillies now. But they've just had a slew of pitchers who just can't seem to stay healthy. It's mind-boggling, to be honest.
No question. So, but Syndergaard was recently interviewed by GQ magazine, and Rob, he totally shot down the unwritten rules of baseball. He actually called them stupid. He said, I think they're pretty stupid. To be honest, anything unwritten sounds pretty stupid. I think it's very old school, and I think there needs to be a new school approach. Here's something else he said. I think it's great for baseball to trash talking. He referenced trash talking between Fernando Tatis Jr. and Trevor Bauer recently. He said, I think it's great for baseball, and I think the fans really enjoy it. It's exciting. People are able to see both of our personalities. I think baseball's gotten too soft. I think there should be some more trash talking. I agree with what Bauer recently said. He gave up 2 home runs to Tatis, and Tatis heckled him pretty good. I think that's awesome. I agree with Bauer. That does not warrant somebody to get thrown at. So basically, some of the unwritten rules, Rob, would have been, okay, Tatis homered on me twice. Next time he comes up, I'm throwing at him. And Bauer went at it with a different route. Some of the unwritten rules, for those that might not know, no taunting other players, no excessive celebrations when you hit a home run, like a bat flip or something. And, even, Rob, we've talked about it, even like bunting to end the no-hitter.
Well, see, this is where me and Noah separate, and I separate from a lot of people. I'm not like I'm a traditional guy. I love baseball the way to form. I'm not big into the DH. You could keep it in the American League. I'd rather the leagues be separate. But Chris, when it comes to a couple of unwritten rules, I don't have an issue. I don't think with 2 outs and a team up 8-0, a guy should bunt the ball to try to get on base. I don't believe in that. If it's 1-0, Chris,
mean like a no-hitter?
Yeah,
like if you're pitching
a no-hitter or a perfect game, and it's 8-0. I don't believe you should try to bunt your way on. If the score is 1-0, Chris, yes. If it's 1-0, I bunt myself on, somebody hits a 2-run home run, we can win the game. Am I right? With 2 outs. I'm not for an 8-0 game and a guy bunting his way on. I'm not. Hit your way on. The guy's got a no-hit or a perfect game. Nah, I'm not buying that.
It's a hit, Rob.
Nope, I'm not buying it.
But here's my point. Then what you're saying, and I get it, it would be unlikely for a team to rally with 2 outs.
I'm talking about when the score is out. Chris, 1-0, all bets
we're
are on.
still playing. We're still competing, and maybe we could rally. I mean, I'm supposed to remain competitive and try to get on base and try to start a rally.
Nah. No,
I don't get that. Why the bunt is a legitimate play in baseball. Always has been.
That would be frowned upon, and in the old days too. I know because it's the unwritten rules. But I'm just saying. even in the NBA in the old days before everybody started taking threes, if you were up by a big score, people frowned upon you if you were taking threes at the end of a game of a blowout. It just was, Chris, and it's about why are you doing that? You're up by 15. And there's 20 seconds left. Why are you shooting? You know that. You would dribble the ball out or the clock out. You wouldn't be putting up threes. And now they do it and nobody cares because that's all they do. But I would have a problem with the guy who tried to ruin my perfect game. Earn your way on legitimately.
Well,
if you get a hit,
but hold on.
If you get a hit, I'm good.
Legitimate, Rob?
Nah,
it's not like a bunt's automatic.
Nope. I'm not buying it.
I'm going to try to bunt. Get me out. Because that's go ahead.
The other stuff I'm with you. I don't have a problem. If you don't like a guy ripping you or going trash talking you, get him out. So I don't have a problem. I don't think you should hit somebody because they hit a home run off of you. Pitchers strike guys out in a big situation. Chris, you see the fist pump, right? I mean, they're jacked.
So you're with Syndergaard on all that?
Yes, on that. I said I'm fine with that. Yes,
the bat flipping, you cool with all that?
I'm cool with all that. I'm just talking about the one I'm going to stick to is the bunting in a game that's out of reach, Chris. 1-0, 2-1.
It's never out of reach.
That's not out of reach. 8-0.
I can't go up to the plate thinking it's out of reach.
Nope, you can't do that.
I'm a professional. I'm supposed to compete.
I want you to beat me. Get a hit to end. But
a bunt is a hit.
Nah,
it's not a separate category for bunts.
Not in that situation. You would be frowned upon.
They don't bunt much anymore, but bunting is a legitimate hit. And again, it's not automatic. It's not like you're definitely getting on base if you bunt.
But all you're trying to do
more bunting nowadays.
Is spoil the guy's perfect game or the no-hitter.
My concern
I don't have a problem
is not helping you get a no-hitter. You're a competitor.
But I'm with you. If you go up there, Chris, and you rip a single, I tip my cap to you. I give you credit. You're not supposed to go up there and just swing at the first 3 pitches and give me a no-hitter. That I'm not talking about. But battle me. I've come this far. And I know it's a little different this year.
So
Chris,
what if you bunt in the 8th or the 7th inning?
It's not a no-hitter then. I said 2 outs in the 9th. No, I'm talking about
that's it. 2 outs in the 9th.
2 outs in the 9th, not earlier in the game. No.
Well, I'm not talking about like second inning. I'm talking about at 7th or 8th inning.
Nope. 2 outs. 2 outs in the 9th. 2 outs in the 9th. 4 or 5 run lead. I want you to get a hit off me. That's all I'm asking.
A bunt is a hit, though.
Nah, not in my book.
I mean, Rob, bunting is a hit. You know this. There's no separate category for a bunt. It's not like guys bunt 750 and get on base 3 out of every 4 bunts.
It ain't automatic. I'll give you that, but I'm saying in that situation,
defend it.
It wouldn't feel good to me.
But that's my thing. I'm a competitor. If you want the no-hitter, get me out. I have everything at my disposal. I can bunt. I can swing for the fences.
Take your
whatever
swings.
It takes to get on base. But bunting is a legitimate hit. That's the
Chris,
thing.
Would you do? All right, here we go. Guys, a perfect game, 9th inning, and a pitch is coming in a little close. Would you stick your butt out so that you would get hit? Or your elbow? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Why not? You're trying to get on.
But if he threw the ball at me, and I get hit, I get hit.
No, that's different. I'm talking about where you're trying to get hit.
I wouldn't do that in general. I wouldn't ever try to get hit by a pitch. But a bunt is a legitimate hit. I'm sorry. I know nowadays they don't bunt very much. But bunting is a hit. And if we're down 8-0, 4-0, whatever, we're trying to win the game. So I think it's legitimate. And I think that's where dudes, if you want the no-hitter, get the no-hitter, including bunts. So, in general, what Syndergaard was talking about, Robin, we'll ask the listeners about that because that's obviously a meaty question there. But I think what Syndergaard was getting more at was what you were talking about with the trash talking,
no, right?
The bat
I agree with him there. And you know what's, Chris, which would be interesting, and they'll hold on to that quote about the unwritten rules. And if Syndergaard was ever in that spot and a guy bunted and broke up his no-hitter, I just wonder.
Well, and in fairness, he didn't mention that. So, I said, I think he was more talking about,
But that's an unwritten rule.
Right.
It is, right.
Right. So we'll ask. I want to ask the listeners about that, but I do think, Rob, if you let guys, and again, they're starting to more now, but that's where you see guys' personalities come out, right?
Tatis,
and we know,
I
Rob,
love it. Don't you love it, Chris? I love Tatis. I love watching him.
In all the sports, personalities matter, right? That's part of why the NBA's players are the most popular in the country, because the sport, and then obviously they're on social media and everything, they are able to show their personalities. And I do think baseball would be better off if they let guys' personalities shine through. And if guys were talking a little trash, I mean, yeah, there's a limit, of course, right? But let a guy, he homers off a pitcher and stares him down a little bit. I'm fine with that, right?
That was like the big, remember the big bat flip,
right,
in Toronto, right?
Yep.
And it was a playoff home run, and I loved it, Chris. What a dramatic moment! It was in Toronto, and some people didn't like it. I think that stuff where you trying to corral people from showing emotion, I think that something's wrong with that. I
absolutely, and that goes for both sides. The pitchers can show the emotion, the batters can show the emotion. Stay within the, don't go off the base paths to taunt somebody, and again, there's always a limit, but they should allow it. I think the NBA sometimes goes too far when if a guy dunks on you and stares at somebody, it's a technical. I mean, let the emotions flow.
Right.
People want to see that. And, Rob, it would lead, and you know this, and we talked about it yesterday. We talk more baseball, we believe, than any national show out there, national radio show. You and I are on the debate talk shows. They talk very little, if any, baseball. And I do think if you had the personalities of the players shining forth more, and maybe there is a battle. Maybe a Tatis and a Syndergaard. There's some bad blood because Tatis was staring down Syndergaard after he homered on him or whatever. And you know what I mean? Those are the types of things that I think would get discussed more too, Rob.
I agree. I think the personalities.
Not that the other stuff shouldn't either, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think that there was a time when you just had, you got to have some villains, Chris, as well. People that rub people the wrong way and are polarizing, So if everybody's the same and nobody steps out of line, do you know what I mean? You don't build those. You got to have villains. Oh, I hate that dude. Jose Bautista, when he hit that home run, a lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was a great moment for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays fit. That was in a Game 5 of a playoff series. Are you kidding?
Oh yeah, I love
a big 3-run home run.
It.
That was awesome. And the crowd, if you have never seen that, man, go back and watch that video. And you tell me there's something wrong with that, Chris, because it wasn't.
Are you ready to get rid of all these unwritten rules in baseball, including no bunting to end the no-hitter in the 9th inning?
This is going to be interesting, Chris, because I think we're all in agreement about some of these unwritten rules, but I'm curious to just hear what fans have to say about the bunt as well.
I agree.
All right, let's kick it off. Trucker Dom in Boston. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. We hear the horn. There it is, Chris.
There it is. Thank you, brother. It's been a while since we heard that.
I know it. I don't get to call in as much yet. I'm calling the most important, most influential sports talk show on the radio.
My man, we appreciate that. We appreciate that,
yes.
brother.
I see TJ Houshmandzadeh comes in and gets his props for his preseason prediction that I also made, but that's okay. I see how it is.
Well, you know how it is. You know how a bee's like. You know what a bee's like, Don.
I know what a bee's like, brother. Yeah, the Tampa Brady Gronkaneers are off the table tonight, so we'll have to go with the other subject.
Yes. I'm curious of where you are, Don, on this. I'm curious.
I'm very old school, and I think Chris laid out a bad scenario. You're down 8-0, and a pitcher's throwing a no-hitter. And he was right. You're there to win the game. You're not there to break up a no-hitter. So that bunt is off the table.
Right. You cannot bunt in that spot.
What, we can't win? There's never been any comebacks like that?
No, that's not my point. My point is you're there to win the game, not to break up a no-hitter. So you're batting to score. You're batting to win.
But if I bunt, if I can get on base and then maybe the next hitter knocks me in, I mean – a bunt, see, y'all, to me, you guys are acting like the bunt isn't a legitimate play. Like it's some type of gimmick.
It is a legitimate play if you have pink pantyhose on. That's the only exception to the rule.
I'm with John.
Rob, wasn't Mickey Rivers a great bunter?
Yes, he was, but he wasn't bunting with 2 outs in the ninth inning.
I never saw Mickey Rivers in pink pantyhose.
Not with 2 outs in the ninth inning of a no-hitter, Chris. That's the difference. All right, Don, we appreciate you, Trucker Don. Stay safe.
Don was rolling until that last line.
No, he was funny. Let's go to Eddie in California. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Eddie?
Hey, what's up, fellas? First time, long time. Love your show.
Thank you,
Thank you for calling in, brother.
Yes, I want to agree with Rob. I believe that there are some unwritten rules that shouldn't be that should be done away with. But some of the rules you need to keep in perspective, like trying to bat flip in the second inning. You don't want to be doing stuff like that.
Wait. If I hit a homer in the second inning, I can't bat flip?
Yeah, I mean, you want to make it monumental. You don't want to make every single home run a big home run.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Picking your spot.
But here we go again. Here we go again. In the NFL, they celebrate, and I agree. I think they go overboard in the NFL. But every sack, every first down reception, they're sticking out their chest and celebrating.
It was worse, though. You know it was worse at one time.
It's gotten ridiculous in football. Right. But I'm just saying, like, if I hit a homer in the second and I'm excited, it might be spontaneous that I flip the bat. I mean, we can't. That's another unwritten rule. You can only flip the bat if it's a game winner. You can only flip the bat if it's the 7th inning or later. I mean, enough of it.
All right, let's go to. Go ahead, Eddie. Are you still there?
It's not it. Yes.
All right, Hello? let me, hey, Eddie. Let me ask you this question. Where are you on the bunt to break up a no-hitter? It's 8-0, 2 outs in the ninth inning.
I know where he's at. He don't want no bunting.
No,
period.
Well, you can bunt, but no, not in that situation. Of course not. And also, Chris, I got a question for you. If they're throwing at you in a no-hitter and you can clearly get out of the way, would you stay in the batter's box just to take that no-hitter away? It's the same thing as bunting with the 8-0 lead. No, it's not.
A bunt is a legitimate hit. Is it not?
Not in the ninth inning with 2 outs. Not in the ninth inning with 2 outs of a no-hitter. All right, thanks, Eddie.
Again, that's why it's unwritten, because it's silly.
How about Israel?
Write it down if it's legit.
Israel in Ontario, California. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up?
What's up, boys? How's it going?
Doing good,
man. How are you?
Good. The reason I'm calling is because I love this topic. I grew up playing baseball. I love baseball. But in 2001, I was able to look it up while I was on hold. I just couldn't remember the years and all that. In 2001, it was the Padres against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Curt Schilling batting, hottest red ass we have.
Right.
And Ben Davis, I think he was either a rookie or it was a second year in the major leagues with the Padres. He bunted in the 8th inning, and it went over his head, Curt Schilling's head, and it landed like in between second base and the mound.
Right. In that no man's land.
He made it to first base. So if you
it was a no-hitter for Schilling?
And he had a no-hitter? He broke up a no-hitter, and I was telling your screener that he broke 2 unwritten rules. 1, he bunted in the 8th inning to break up a no-hitter. 2, afterwards, I think it was a day or 2 days after, they were still talking about this, and he throws a veteran under the bus because he said, I asked, and I can't remember who the veteran was. He goes, I asked him, and he said it was okay for me to bunt. If you look into the story, they were both in first place, and it was 2-0, and then Tony Gwynn even said, who cares? We're fighting to be in first place.
Nah, 2-0.
So Tony Gwynn said it was fine for him to bunt.
Chris, the score was 2-0 in the 8th inning. I'm sorry. 2-0 in the 8th doesn't mean you're going to get a no-hitter. I'm all with Tony Gwynn. You can bunt in the 8th inning of a 2-0 game.
Some people. What was their overall response? Was it kind of 50-50 or what? Was it?
What I'm saying is that the Arizona Diamondbacks, I was reading the article while I was on hold. The Arizona Diamondbacks were hooting and hollering. They were all upset after the game, and it was Bob Bradley who was the coach, and he said that it was chicken beef that he did that. Now,
I totally disagree in a 2-0 game.
I believe a bunt is doable because you're in first place. It's an 8th inning, and you're trying to win the game. You're in first place. So
the score's only 2-0. If I get on base and somebody hits a home run, the score's tied. I can't be mad at him in the 8th inning.
No. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you on this one. But what I'm saying, in the 9th inning with 2 outs, you can't bunt. I'm sorry, you just can't.
So hold on. What if he had done that in the 9th? If they were down 2-0 with 2 outs in the 9th, Rob, he couldn't bunt?
No, because you're not no.
Oh,
you gotta get
maybe 8-0. Maybe I'll give you 8-0. Maybe 2-0. You just said it. If I bunt and I get on base and the next guy homers, we're tied. No way. Come on. So let's just cut out the 9th inning then. I mean, you know I'm right, Rob. I can see your face.
No, I'm saying
you agree with me on this one.
But you said in the 8th inning. It's harder in the 9th, and I get it. 2-0. There's a chance of you getting on a bloop and a blast. That would be way more acceptable, Chris, in a 2-0 game in the 9th inning compared to a 8-0 game. That's all I'm saying.
But obviously some people were upset that it was the 8th inning 2-0. So where does it end?